can start in a seat. And whatever that looks like for you, whether that's sitting on the ground, or sitting on a pillow of some sort, or sitting on a block. Just take a seat at the top of your mat and sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. So in some of my other classes this week, I've been talking about this idea of finding steadiness in the midst of like movement or chaos. It seems like there's like, as summer starts to like come closer to ending, we try to pack all these things in, which is beautiful because summer is such a vibrant time of movement, sometimes comes with a side of chaos. But can you still find this steadiness or this stillness or the calm amidst all of that? Because it's within you, right? If you actually think about it as something you can access no matter where you are. You might even start by making that like a physical practice that you do here. So take one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest and sit up nice and tall. And you might even just like use this practice of like bringing one hand to your body and the other hand to your body as like an anchor. And then use it as a physical way to connect with your breath. So take a deep breath in and feel your belly and your chest expand on your inhale. And then just use a slow breath out. Let it go. Do that a few more times. Just really connect with the center of your body. You'll do this in a few different ways throughout your practice today. You just become familiar with it. Together, take a full breath in. Open up your mouth, a little sigh or a big sigh. And just start to flutter the eyes open, but try not to take in too much distraction. You're gonna stay in a seat, but start to sweep your arms out and up. Take a deep breath in and interlace your fingers above your head. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then maybe start to even take your gaze up towards your pinky fingers to open up the front of your neck, your throat. And then slowly start to come back, looking straight ahead. Take one more breath in. Can you press your palms even higher? And then as you exhale, twist over to the right. But first, bring your left hand outside your thigh or to your knee. And then start to take your right forearm. You're gonna wrap it around your low back, but with an open palm. So think about your thumb pointing up. And then once you find that, can you draw your navel towards your forearm behind you? So you engage the belly. And then just wrap your left forearm around your stomach here, around your middle. And then take a deep breath in, sit up a little bit taller. And then on your exhale, maybe even look over your right shoulder and drive your right elbow further back behind you. So you start to open up through the chest. And then come back through center, sweep the arms out and up again, reach them high. And then do that on the other side. Just twist over to the left and wrap your left forearm behind you. Open that palm towards the back. And then draw your belly in towards center. Look over your left shoulder. And maybe even wrap your right arm around your middle. You'll do this a few different ways, again, throughout your practice. So can you find that steadiness in the center? Take a breath in. Maybe deepen and drive the left elbow further back. And face the front. Sweep the arms out and up. Take a deep inhale. Interlace the fingers ahead and flip the palms up just one last time. You might even look up. And then take your palms forward and think rounding like cat. Drop your chin to your chest. Rinse all of that out. And then release. Take your arms out like the letter T. And then one more thing here. Grab the opposite forearms behind you. So drive the shoulder heads back. Maybe even lift the chin. Open through the chest. And then a big exhale to release. And then bring your hands to the ground. Find tabletop pose. You can move any pillow that you have underneath, if you have one underneath you. And then once you're in tabletop pose, start to find a little bit of movement. So just lifting the chest, finding cow. And then exhaling, pressing into your hands and rounding your back. Think chin towards your chest. And do that a few more times on your own. So slowly rising. And then slowly rounding. Adding in any other movement that feels good to start to warm up the spine. And start to tuck your toes. You'll float the knees. Send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So keep the knees nice and bent. Maybe even start to bend one knee at a time and then straighten the other leg to get a stretch in the calf. Maybe you rock the hips side to side. Take a full breath in, fill all the way up. Maybe open up your mouth. Stay grounded in your hands. And lift your right leg up. Take a full breath in, three-legged dog. Roll the ankle, wiggle the toes. And then just step your right foot to your right thumb. Drop your left knee down, sweeping the arms high, up and overhead. Finding this low lunge, you'll take a breath in. And then start to take a twist here. Left hand goes forward, right hand goes behind you. I want you to wrap, like you did before, your right forearm onto your low back. And then wrap your left forearm around your trunk. Take a breath in to sit up a little bit taller here. And then exhale, maybe even deepen that twist. Look over your right shoulder. Drive your right elbow behind you. Now notice the steadiness that it takes in your middle. And you might even notice a little bit of a wobble. That's okay. Find your center here and then start to look forward. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Take a deep breath in. And bring your hands down inside your right foot. Start to tuck your back toes and lift your knee. Spin your back heel down, rise up, warrior two. Now, a little bit different. This time I want you to wrap the right arm around the front, left arm behind you. So you're like giving yourself this like hug. You're like wrapping everything around. And then see if you can stack shoulders over your hips. Maybe sink a little bit lower in that front knee. Now stay, find the steadiness of your breath. Inhale, expand. Exhale, land. One more full round of breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now unravel the arms like the letter T. Straighten the legs, reach the arms high, parallel the feet, facing the long edge of your mat, forward fold. Bow the chest. And then right away, halfway lift right here, big inhale. Open your mouth, let it go as you fold. And then it's back to a halfway lift. Keep your chest parallel to the ground, bend your left knee, that side lunge. Call it Ardha Skandasana. Take a full breath in. breath out. Now look to the front of your mat. You're going to frame your right foot in a low runner's lunge. So your back heel will pick up. Take one breath in. And then just step your left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold to the top of your mat. Halfway lift on the inhale. Now bring your hands to your hips. Press down through your feet and then just rise all the way up. You'll stand with that steadiness, with that strength. Sweep the arms out and up. Take a deep inhale. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Pause here. Reconnect. Maybe one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Maybe close your eyes. Just for one round of breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then open the eyes, sweep the arms out and up. Maybe even start to lift to your toes. Feel your heels rise. Play with balance. And then fold, bow down. Dropping the heels as you do. Halfway lift, breathe in. Take your hands down and step your feet back, finding plank pose. And knees on or off the mat, take a full breath in. And then just lower all the way to your belly. Pose, toes point back, and you'll lift your chest, finding cobra. And then exhale to release. Press through child's pose. Stay here as long as you need to, of course. But then meet me in downward facing dog. Your down dog. When you're ready, breathe in. Breathe out. And start to lift your left leg, finding that three-legged dog. Start to roll the ankle, wiggle the toes. And when you're ready, step left foot to your left thumb. Drop the right knee down, reaching the arms high. Take a huge inhale. And then it's right into that twist. Right hand goes forward, left hand goes back, but start to wrap it around your low back. And then right forearm in front. Take a big inhale, sit up taller. Maybe deepen, driving the left elbow back, maybe a little further. Finding your middle, embrace the wobble. Then you'll face the front, sweep the arms out and up, take a deep inhale, maybe even look up. And hands come down inside the left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, spin that heel down, rise up, warrior two. Now this time it's left arm wrapping in front. Right arm wraps behind you, and then you stay. Can you open through the chest a little more? Maybe sink a little lower. Full breath in, breath out. Now arms come out like a T, straighten the legs, and then reach the arms high, parallel the feet. Forward fold, let it feel good here. Your halfway lift, find it. Open your mouth, fold. If you need to soften the knees, go for it. Halfway lift. Keep the left leg long, bend the right knee into that Ardha Skandasana, that side lunge. Now look to the top of your mat, it's low lunge. Your hands will frame that left foot. Take a breath in, and then right foot comes to meet the left. Starting off just a little slow, halfway lift, breathe it. Hands catch your hips, stand all the way up. Sweep the arms out and up, stand up taller, and bring your hands to your heart. One hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Pause, connect, breath in. Steady breath out. And we add on, sweep the arms out and up, rise. Start to bend your knees, sit back into chair. So it's a little different, take a breath in. Tip the chest forward, sweep the arms back like wings. Maybe even start to pick the heels up, playing with balance. And so it's just a different position. Take a full breath in, find the steadiness, breathe out. And then drop your heels, stand all the way up, look up as you rise. And exhale, fold, bow the chest. Your halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands and step both feet back, finding your plank. Stay here for the inhale. Lower all the way down as you exhale. Finding cobra, chest will rise. And then exhale, press back through child's pose. Again, meet me in downward facing dog. You're not here long. Just take a full breath in. Open your mouth. Now just rise up to your toes and meet me in tabletop pose. Find a lift of the heart, cow. Rounding of the back, cat. And starting to drop your forearms down to the ground. I want you to keep your forearms a little bit wider than your shoulders to start. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Now just slowly, like a little bit, you'll inch your knees a little further back, away from where they were. Not too far, because I want your hips to stay high here. And then I want you to just slowly bow the chest down and bring your forehead down. So it's almost like child's pose, but you're keeping your hips high. So this is a version of Anahatasana. Sometimes it's called puppy pose. But it's so you can start to get into the upper back. Now, if you need to adjust the width of your elbows or of your forearms, of course, go for it. Take a full breath in. Breath out. And then as you're ready, press into your forearms to lift your head, your chest. Come back to tabletop pose. And then tuck your toe, float the knees. Stay here, take one inhale, downward facing dog as you exhale. So just moving on, a little bit more flow. Right leg rises as you inhale. As you exhale, step right foot to your right thumb. Left knee drops, sweep the arms high. A little bit of a change, right hand to your left wrist, lean over to the right. Now rise back up through center, and then right away find that wrap. So left hand goes forward, right hand back, wrap it around the middle. Take a breath in to stay, breath out to deepen, and then you're already out of it. Look forward, sweep the arms high. Bringing them down inside the right foot, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, spin the heel down, rise up, warrior two. Right arm wraps in front, left arm behind. Sink a little bit lower. And then right away, unravel the arms, straighten the legs, reach the arms high, parallel the feet, forward fold. Halfway lift, I want you to stay here. And then bend just your left knee. Look to the front of your mat. And then frame your right foot. Finding that low runner's lunge. Take a breath in, look forward. Step your left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Find it. Hands catch your hips and stand all the way up. A little bit of a change. Now start to shift the weight into your left foot. Start to bring your right knee up, hip height. Yeah, just creating this like right angle with your leg, reach your hands high. And then again, find a twist. Left hand can come outside the right knee, right hand can reach behind you. Notice the work that it takes to find your center. Take a full breath in. Even if you wobble, even if you fall, breathe out. And then reach your hands back up, face the front. You need to just extend that leg long in front of you, flex through the foot, take one more breath in, and then just set your right foot down next to the left. Sweeping the arms high, sit back into chair. And we find a little bit of flow here, reaching the arms high, take a breath in, tip the chest forward, sweeping the arms back, maybe pick the heels up. Drop the heels, come back into chair, rise up. Two more like that, tip forward, sweep the arms back, lift the heels. Last one, drop them down, sweep high, breathe in. Tip forward, sweep the arms back, breathe out. Stand all the way up, arms will rise, you can look up. Hands through your heart as you fold forward, bow the chest. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. Lifting your heart, find cobra. Release. Press through your knees, maybe it's child's pose. And then we meet in downward facing dog. A clearing breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth. Left leg rises, breathe in. Right to the other side, left foot to your left thumb. Right knee will drop, sweep the arms high, breathe in. Left hand to your right wrist, lean over to the left. Rise through center. Right hand forward, left hand back, and find that wrap. Stay in it, take a breath in, maybe deepen. And then look back forward, arms will rise overhead. Bring them down inside your left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, spin the heel down, rise up. Warrior two. Now it's the left arm in front. Find that wrap, sink lower. And then unravel, straighten the legs, reach the arms high, parallel the feet. Forward fold, hinge at the hips. Now your halfway lift, get even longer. Bend through the right knee. Look to the front. Frame your left foot, low lunge. Just for the inhale, here you stay. And step your right foot up to meet the left. Top of your mat, halfway lift. Hands catch your hips, stand all the way up. Rise. Stay here for a moment, and then you shift the weight into the right foot. Pick the left knee up, hip height. Reach the hands up and overhead. You get to find this twist on this side. Right hand comes outside the knee, left arm reaches behind you. Find the steadiness. If it feels better to take that arm around your low back, go for it. Full breath in and out. Slowly take your gaze forward, extend that leg long, press through the heel, reach the hands up. And then drop that foot down. Arms will rise overhead. Start to bend your knees, chair pose. Now stay here, take a breath in to lift the heart. Tip it forward, sweeping the arms back, maybe lift the heels. 2 more times here, stay with it. Sit back in the chair. Tip forward and sweep. Last one with breath, rise up. And exhale, you sweep. Stand all the way up, rise even higher. This time I want you to bring your hands to your heart. One hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Take a breath in. Open up your mouth. Close your eyes and just notice what happens when we find that stillness or we access that calm, even in the midst of movement. Just notice what is there as you breathe in. Slow breath out. When you're ready, sweep the arms out and up. You'll rise, maybe even look up. And release the fingers and flip your palms up. Maybe look beyond your pinky fingers. Soften through the knees as you fold. Release that down. Halfway lift. Lengthen it up. Plant your hands, and it's your choice to step back to plank. Maybe you move through that vinyasa one last time, or you just find down dog. So vinyasa being that lowering down, finding cobra, maybe pressing through child's pose. And then your hips go up and back. Now rise up to your toes. Drop back down to tabletop. Lift your chest on the inhale, finding cow. Press through your hands and round through your back, finding cat. I'll come back to neutral. And we get to find a little bit of steadiness again, just in a different way. Kick your right leg back behind you. Reach your left hand forward. Now find your middle, of course. Maybe even start to play with this a bit by bending your back knee. Maybe reaching your left hand behind you. Maybe you find the foot. Maybe it's just the act of reaching for it. Don't muscle into it. If it's there, it's there. But don't let grabbing your foot be at the expense of just letting your belly sink down. So keep that center intact as you breathe in. And then exhale, release your hand and knee. Take lateral movement side to side. Rinse it all out. Think of the letter C in both directions. And then back to the middle. You'll shift to the other side. So start to send your left leg back, reach right hand forward. And then you might stay here or bend that back knee, maybe grab for the foot, maybe both sides are a little different. Can you lift through the chest a little more? At the same time, the belly engages. One more breath in, and then release it down. Any movement that you need. And then we're gonna give the wrists a break here. Drop the forearms down. So make the number 11 with your forearms, but I'd like them to be shoulder width distance apart, maybe even slightly wider, but not all the way out the width of your mat. I want it to be like 2 lines parallel, straight from your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide, press your palms down. Now we're setting up for dolphin, so you might stay here. Awesome place to stay. If you want to work a little more, you can tuck your toes and lift your hips up. Now, your legs don't have to be straight. You might even softly bend the knees. So you can just walk your toes a little bit further up towards your nose. So think like down dog in the legs. You're on your elbows, right? So press into your elbows. Can you lift your head up a little bit higher, but gaze in between your big toes? Stay here and breathe. Find that steadiness in chaos for 3. In and out through your nose, 2. Last 1. And then drop your knees down, take them wide, big toes draw together, hips go back. Child's pose. And if you want to give your shoulders a break, maybe even take your arms down along your sides. Or bring your hands underneath your forehead. Close your eyes. Maybe even rock your head side to side. Softening and releasing any tension that crept in. Take a full inhale. Open your mouth. And you'll slowly shift back forward. Take any other movements that you need before you find a seat. Swinging your legs around in front of you. Take your right shin in front of the left. And take your hands behind you. Tent the palms as you lift the heart. Can you drive the shoulders back as you lift the chin? And if it feels good, stay here or start to hinge forward and just take your hands to the ground where it feels good. So it's not about how low you go. You're just creating that sort of forward fold in the spine. Take an inhale to lengthen. Soften your face as you bow the chest. Maybe roll your right ear over to the right. And roll your head to the left. Come back through center and you'll lift your chest. Switch your legs, so left shin in front, hands behind you, lift the chest high, maybe even the chin rises. Stay here or walk the hands in front of you. And then use your breath to lengthen. Keep that length even as you fold. And if you want, maybe the head rolls to the left. Hangs low and then rolls to the right. rise back up. Take your legs out in front of you. Give them a nice shake, a little bit of love. You'll sit up tall. And if you want, your heels can stay grounded. You can bend through your knees and just reach your hands forward. So you'll sit up nice and tall to start. You can keep your hands like this, or if you want a little more support, hands are on the ground. Then I want you to think about rounding your back like cat. And then one vertebra at a time with your heels staying on the ground. Can you lower all the way to your back? Arms overhead, point your toes forward. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth. And then one more active pose here. So take your arms down along your sides. Your palms will face down. You'll bend your knees and plant your feet hips width distance apart. And you can't see them, but make sure your toes are pointing straight forward as you press down into your feet and lift your seat for bridge. Gaze straight up at the sky or the ceiling. Notice where you're gripping. Can you find the balance between effort and ease? And then use your breath for 3. Last 2. Final 1. And you'll slowly lower back down, heel toe your feet wide and your knees knock together. Last time here to bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Find that sense of calm, sense of stillness within you. Take a full breath in. Maybe open your mouth. Clear it out. Take your arms like goalposts, so bending at the elbows, your palms will face up. And just split the knees a little and just take both of them over to the right. Just a nice, simple, easy twist. It doesn't have to be your deepest. And then you'll come back through center and drop them over to the left. Back through center, hug your knees towards your armpits. You can hold on to your knees, your shins. Maybe you hold on to your feet for a happy baby pose. You can even rock side to side. Take any final shapes you need. You might even start to lift your legs, roll the ankles, wiggle the toes, shake out the legs. Or you might just come straight in to your final shape. Your Shavasana, your rest. Give yourself permission to let go. Give yourself permission. There we go. To release, to lessen your gripping. Finding that stillness. Even when there's movement, even when there is a bit of chaos around you. For these final few moments, can you soften your toes? Soften your jaw, the features of your face. And for yourself, let this next breath fill you up. Open your mouth. Slow breath out to release. And using intuition to just wake your body up. Slowly moving your fingers, inviting movement in your toes, maybe your wrists, your ankles, and even your neck. And releasing the need to move fast. Can you just bend your knees, roll to one side, and slowly rise up to a seat. Once you're there, sitting up nice and tall, bringing one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, close your eyes. And this idea of peace, it does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things, but yet still be calm in your heart. Maybe you feel that sense of calm, connecting with that for the breath in. Long breath out. Maybe bringing your hands together in front of your heart and then just lifting your thumbs to the center of your forehead, remembering this practice is a time to cultivate that kindness, that ease towards yourself. So then you can then share that out to others. Namaste.